What's good, dummy? All right, so let's run through this tattoo and how I set it up to not make it hard. So first of all, we have what's already here. I didn't do this work. This is not my work, but we're going to have to work around it. So we're going to do a honeycomb. That's what we're planning to do. So this is what it looked like. But anyway, back to it. This is what we have to do in order to get to that luxurious look. You know what I'm saying, dummy? So, all right, first thing, don't make it hard, dummy. This is me literally talking to myself. No cap. This is how I got to talk to myself, dummy. Anyway, so I said, yo, we want to make sure that, one, there's enough space, which is why you see that little border between the kids and the hexagons. Then at the same time, I want to make sure everything match and line up. So this is where I'm adding my little B's. First, I don't know if you realize, but first I did my little markings just so I understand how far we got to go. So boom, I add my little B's around it. You know what I'm saying, dummy?
Feeling, dummy, welcome to the city.
Why everybody keep calling me dummy? What's that?
It's a greeting, the feel me? I mean, we like you. That's all. If you get called dummy, you don't like you. Simple as that.
When I take on projects like these, I always think arts and crafts, don't make it hard. So that's why you're going to notice I'm working with one sheet of paper and we're going to move swift and suave up in here. You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm moving the find it, Ra. Find it. The B. There we go. I found it. I'm moving the B. That way it can look like it's about to, go on to the flower or like, going to hit it. Like, what's that type of vibe? You understand what I'm saying, dummy? Now we going to move around. Now I'm about to put a light little layer, you know what I'm saying? See where I'm moving. Now, here's one thing that you got to think about, too. Don't make it hard. When you putting down this layer of ointment, don't be rubbing it all into the tattoo where you know you don't want the stencil stuff to put on, okay? You don't want the stencil stuff to stick. So I just basically wrapped it around it. And with that line right there all the way up on top, I'm not going to make it hard. I'm just not going to tattoo over it. That's it. Don't make it hard, dummy. Dummy, the hardest thing about this was probably like positioning this whole thing just to make sure everything like just lined up and making sure that each section is equally has enough space, So I just want to make sure it looked like it's flowed and that basically it makes it look like one person did the tattoo. So now we're basically doing the little process of putting it on just to make sure that everything is together. And as you see, I can press down, but nothing's going to go in her face, dummy. It's just only going to go on top. Just wait and see. And we going to see, boom, boom, dummy. You see how it's not running into the other flower. So now we got to just mark and move with it, dummy. Because, look, this is the whole point of it, dummy. You want to make sure it's enough space and enough breathing room, okay? So that's why we got to make sure everything is still mapped out, but at the same time, it still gives it enough breathing room, okay? So that's how we want to think for how it's going to basically age and / heal, and how's it going to look afterwards. Afterward. Not after, yeah. You know what I'm saying, dummy? Anyway, damn. So, boom, you see, we still rocking this same paper. We still using it. Same way how you reuse that underwear, we reusing this paper every time. Keep going, Dommy. Keep going. So now we want to make sure everything look right, crisp, and clean, Dommy. So I'm only using sections from the goddamn piece, Dommy. That way, it's just not too goddamn much to work with, Dommy. So we're going to just work on this little section right there. We're going to just pick that little spot right there, and we're going to move. So I asked Twin to move over. She says, no problem. And now we going to hit the back, dummy. So, boom. We going to apply, then lie. You see, that's y'all problem. Y'all just lie. Y'all don't apply, okay? So, we going to apply our stencil stuff, and then we going to line it up, and then we going to lie and press this bitch down. You know what I'm saying, dummy? You feel me? So, I made sure, again, that I didn't overly put too much stencil stuff on the face. I just put it where I want it. So now, here you got to see, as soon as the rip off, the peel off, where we at, dummy? Where we at, dummy? Where we at, dummy? You see that? Like, even that right there, just make sure you don't tattoo it, dummy. You feel me? Don't make your work harder, dummy. So, we gonna apply it. If something get inside of an old previous tattoo, just mark it in your brain that, okay, I'm not going to tattoo that part because everything has to flow aesthetically. Okay, dummy? We want everything to flow, dummy. All right, we're moved to the front of the so, yo, what happened? It's supposed to be a Baltimore accent. Oh, my fault. Yeah. So back to the front, dummy. Back to it, dummy. So all you gotta do is now we gotta make sure everything look aesthetically pleasing, right? Now, this is one part I will say, this is what I should not have done to myself. When you're doing something like this, make sure you wrap all the way around. So if I started all the way from the armpit and I'm going all the way around, I should have kept going counterclockwise fully. What I'm doing now is I'm leaving this little ass gap that's now I'm gonna have to do more work. You know, making shit hard when we don't need to make shit hard. So just so y'all know, when y'all doing patterns and stuff like this, make sure you do like it fully wrapped around. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like on a counterclockwise, dummy. That way you just not making it harder, dummy. Cause look, now I gotta do this that little piece right up in there, dummy. So, but come on now, you already know we got it done, dummy. But don't make it hard if you don't need to make it harder, dummy. Damn it! I forgot. Those lines touched. And the one thing about me, I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna bother me in my sleep, dummy. So I got to get it off, dummy. Anyway, we gonna skip past this, right to it, dummy. All right, so now we can't forget the space. We're gonna have to make sure we get the space. I ripped it just a little bit, that way we could get a little more. And now this is what I'm talking about with now I'm fighting. All right, so now we're gonna have to figure that out, get that up in there, at that right little angle. But, you know, ain't nothing ever impossible. We gonna get it right, dummy. That's it. Now, you gonna see me literally try to just sculpt it out. Anything that I just couldn't maybe, I guess, press down hard enough and put it onto the skin, don't even worry about it. Don't make it hard, dummy. Just sculpt it out, dummy. That's it right there, dummy. I hope y'all really like this YouTube video. Yeah, nah, of course, I don't got no shirt on. I'm a rock star, okay? I do what I want. I do what I please. That's the same mindset you need. Y'all heard me, dummy? What you mean? Anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what y'all want to see more of.